Hello and welcome to the Tarot with Titania reading of the week for January 12th to the 19th, 2024. I invite you to close your eyes and take 3 nice deep breaths with me. On that third exhale, just imagining a tree root coming down out of the base of your spine, going down deep into Mother Earth and grounding you here and now in this present moment. This is our point of power. This is where everything happens. We set the intention that that tree root not only ground us, but also become a conduit through which anything that no longer serves us can easily pass down into Mother Earth and become compost for our new good growth. Creator, this is your daughter, Titania, and I am here with all of your children about to do the reading for the week for January 12th to the 19th, 2024. My intention is to be a clear channel for the information we most need to receive right now, and to provide this in a manner that we will easily and effortlessly hear, understand, and integrate for our personal and our collective highest and greatest good. I call upon my higher self and the higher selves of all those listening now and in the future, as well as an overlighting angel of communication to be present and facilitate this exchange, ensuring that it happens in the highest and best way possible, and that we cover all that is in our heart and minds at this time to our satisfaction in this window that we have together here today. I'd also like to invite the 4 archangels to come and hold the 4 directions around us, creating a beautiful, sacred, light-filled container across time and space in which we are all gathered and held in a beautiful bath of light and love. I invite Raphael to hold the east, Michael to hold the south, Gabriel to hold the west, and Uriel to hold the north. Thank you for coming. We set the tone for ease, for clarity, for wisdom, for healing, for transformation, for inspiration, for peace, for easy release of that which no longer serves us, and a deep heart opening for our good and the good of all life here on this planet. May we be transformed in positive ways in our time together. And anything that doesn't match these frequencies and intentions is welcome to go now. And with that, let's begin. Oh, excuse me. Needing some air. Okay, Creator. What is it that we most need to know this week of January 12th to the 19th, 2024, for our personal and collective highest and greatest good? Such interesting times we're living through. It feels like something's shifting. So inform us about that, Creator, so that we can make use of it in good ways in our own experience, that of those we love, and this beautiful planet we call home. Okay. Oh, our old friend, the pruning card. It's always a nice thing to see. So this is sitting, of course, in the position of the past, which is relevant. It's information, experiences, knowledge that we've integrated, that we understand, that is relevant into our present, into our future. So the card of swords, the card of pruning, the card of force, the intentional application of force to discern to discern and cut away and remove that which is extraneous, that which is excessive, that which is too much, to clear the way for more life to come through and circulate. As I have said many times, I love this card from the perspective of a gardener, and pruning an overgrown garden or an overgrown shrub, for instance. The first thing one does when one is taking care of a specimen that's overgrown is we look at the dead, diseased, and crossing branches. That's the first thing that we remove from the plant, to open it up and remove any vectors for disease, etc. Once we remove that, we take a step back and we reassess. We look at the structure of this living organism and we decide what else needs to be perhaps removed or shortened or pruned in order for there to be more light and air to circulate through the structure of the plant so that it has what it needs to stay pest and disease resistant and thrive. So that's pruning terms, but we can apply it to our lives as well. So this card of pruning is, as I said, this is something we all know how to do. We all know how to take a good look at our lives and go, you know what, that's not working for me anymore. I'm going to prune that out of my life, or I no longer wear those clothes, or I'm no longer doing that activity. And so I'm going to pass on those materials or those tools or those garments that I'm no longer using so that someone else may have the benefit of them. It's just a very intentional way of kind of going around, going through our lives and just being very deliberate, because we only have, in our little finite human bodies, we only have so much time, we only have so much attention, our ability to focus on certain things. There's only so many hours in the day, and we only have so much space. Some of us probably have larger spaces than others. Mine is very small, and it tends to get rather cluttered because there's so many things I love to do. And the reality is we're somewhat limited in the amount of things that we can do at any one time. So coming back to this idea of pruning, of tidying, of clearing up. So this clean and clear headspace, clean and clear vision is important now. We need to apply this skill set to our present and our future so we can clean things up so that more light and air circulates through our tree of life so that we thrive. Because as we thrive, as we know from modern biology, ecosystems thrive together. It isn't one solitary specimen existing on its own. Its nutrients, its roots, the things that it exudes through its roots nourish the plants around and the microorganisms in the soil, and this whole beautiful symbiotic existence that goes on. So our good, our capacity to be healthy and strong and well and vital and oriented towards more love and light is very, very nutritious for all those organisms that surround us, human and otherwise. Our present card is the card of the Ace of Pentacles. The reward card is the title of this one. I like to think of this card as the acorn that grows into the oak tree. The acorn is this incredible seed of potential. It's so dense and rich and vibrant and holds the possibility of that magnificent oak that can live however many hundreds of years and produce many, 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 many more acorns. Pentacles is the earth element. It has to do with money, it has to do with home, it has to do with family, it has to do with nourishment, it has to do with material resources, the things that make our life here in human form comfortable and happy and prosperous. So what we're seeing here in this present environment, in this card, is this new beginning, this seed, this acorn. Of course, it's appropriate because this is January and it's, traditionally in our culture, the time of planting new resolutions and seeds, sort of getting clear about what we want and clarifying them and distinguishing them so that we can hold them and grow them for the rest of the year. And this card is very, very much about that energy and how the reward comes out of it. The reward comes when we take the time to clarify what we want, to cut away that which we don't want, so that we can be focused, so we can take our attention, our energy, our intention, and our focus and will and put it all in a narrower, more confined bandwidth so we can be more productive and we can have better results for our efforts. So this is the energy of the present, this lovely idea of seeds of full of rich life, of full potential, and clarifying what does that represent to us, and where do we want to plant that seed in our lives and nourishing it. I mean, as anyone who's taken care of plants knows, plants don't do very well if they don't get enough light, enough air circulation, enough water, essentially attention, right? And then they thrive when they're put in the right spot and attended to. Things can really thrive, and that's just like us with our intentions and our goals. When we give them energy, when we nourish them a little bit every day, then they grow almost miraculously. Near future, we have the King of Wands. So we're moving into this energy of, once again, sort of mastery of the generative potential that we all carry. The masculine aspect of this, which is the more having a plan, working a plan, more directed, more purposeful. It's not that the feminine can't be purposeful, but it's just a different quality of energy. The feminine tends to flow a little more, tends to feel along, is more intuitive, more responsive, whereas the kings and the masculine energy is definitely more of a considered, measured, deliberate application of attention and energy and focus. That's what we're moving towards for the near future, for this week, sort of this quality of energy. It's like, yes, pruning, clarifying, getting clean and clear, because we're planting seeds, so it's important to be deliberate, so we're not planting things that we don't really want to have come to fruition, right? So what's our attention going? It's a pretty good distinction right there. We need to be focusing on the good, on what is life-giving, rather than giving life to things that take away our life and our vitality and our life force. And then this energy of mastery over that generative fire, of that capacity to really attract and pull in and make possible what it is that we want, that fire energy of life-giving, inspiring, again, generative quality. So that's what we're moving towards. And it ties in quite nicely with this. We have to clean the decks. We have to create space. Then we get clear about what we want to do. We plant our seeds and we attend to our seeds and we nourish them. We nourish them with our attention, our focus, and our harnessing our generative potential and applying it. Maybe creating plans, working those plans, but always sort of in this sort of lovely flow of clean and clear. You know, these are the goals, the intentions, and then this harnessing of this lovely fire to make it so. Foundation card, why we're having the reading this week, is the card of celebration, the Three of Hearts. This is such a lovely card. We have these three lovely young ladies dancing around with their hearts and waving them around, and the card, the colors are beautiful and harmonious and lovely, and it's just we have the roses that symbolize love, this beautiful energy of coming together, enjoying life together, celebrating life together, the small things and the big things, but just taking time to savor the good that we are and that others are, and build that through our attention and energy and focus to it. Because as we've talked about here before, where our attention goes, where we're putting our focus, is what is going to grow, which is why these two cards are so important in this reading this week, because we have to keep it clean and clear. Otherwise, we're unintentionally growing what we don't want. And who wants that? Right now, especially. We need to be on our purpose. We need to be on our path. We need to be quite deliberate. When we focused on the celebration, when we focus on the good, when we focus on what brings us to more joy and more appreciation and more heart openness, we're nourishing the qualities of energy that we want to see grow. So again, the idea of this being the foundation, that's what this card represents. Why we're having the reading this week is this quality of celebrating life, of coming together with others in small and bigger ways, and just appreciating all the good that's in the world. And as we connect, and we connect from that heartfelt place, and we set the intention to see and evoke and affirm the highest and best in each other, then that can't help but create more amplification of those good energies and make it far more possible for us to move in good directions, to generate and create beautiful new possibilities and futures for ourselves and for all life. Because once again, when we follow our yes and we work towards our yes, of course that's nourishing us. Of course that's a good thing, because it brings our energy up and we're moving along the path where life wants us to be. That brings us to more life. It connects us with more people who are on the path of their yes. And as we all travel that path of more yes, of more intentional, creative goodness, moving towards that which lights us up, the connections are happening. The universal connections are happening. We are building together. We're finding each other. And we're creating solutions where maybe there weren't any before. We're pulling things out of the ethers and creating a new reality together. And maybe your role isn't to cure cancer, but maybe it is. Who knows? And that's a really big one, I know. But I'm just throwing it out as an example of The possibilities that are existing right now are big, really, really, really big. The energy is big. So make sure you're lining up with that energy and harnessing it for your good. And you do that by following the yes, as we've talked about again and again. Follow the good feeling in your heart. Follow the deep, purified desire, those shiny, beautiful things that have always called to you. Move in that direction and start, saying no to those things that don't light you up. Just let them go, let them fall away, because that isn't going to generate more love and light in your life. But those things that bring you to more life and more joy will. And that's important right now because it builds this beautiful field of joyful energy on the planet. From that good place, we're planting seeds of amazing beauty and possibility. And just so you know, there are already trees growing. There are already acorns that have been planted a long time ago that are massive trees. These parallel structures, parallel solutions that we need for our positive future as humanity, they're already happening. We're just continually planting more and more into the field of possibility. And when we do this with intention, we're pulling like-minded frequencies and vibrations and people into our field so that we can grow our contribution, our meaningful act of service. Okay, I think I could keep going. It's a really lovely energy this week, which is exciting. But again, coming back to what do we want? What do we want to create? And getting clear about it, because we have a lot of power to make it so. But the first steps are clear the decks, get clear about what we want, and then nourish it from a place of joy. Okay, let's gather these up and move on to the card to grow on. It's so fun. 2 aces. So, new beginnings, fresh starts. Yeah, really that clean and clear energy. Letting go of the old and building in the new. So, Creator, what is our card to grow on this week? So that we can carry this in our heart and minds to help us stay on target, on track, so that we can make our best contribution this week, our best growth, our best possibility space. We can carry that in our hearts and minds and be it as much as possible as we move out and about in the world. For all of our highest and greatest good, please. Okay, we have the Prince of Wands. So the Prince of Wands, again, that generative potential, fire energy, inspiration. And so princes are knights in other decks, which tends to be energy that moves very quickly. And I think we can all relate to the quality of energy moving quickly right now. There's just this sense on the planet of things building. It's been slowly building for some time, but I think this year we're going to see, this is what I keep hearing from all these different sources, astrologers, etc., the energetic patterns that are in place, the sort of the grid line that we follow has a lot of quick change and transformation in the works. So things that once were won't be anymore, and new possibilities are springing up. And it's an opportunity for all of us to step into more of who we really are, embodying that, living it authentically from the inside out, day in, day out with those we know, and sharing that with the wider world, because we're not here to be anybody but ourselves. We need each of us to be the best iteration of ourselves that we can be. And of course, being human, that's going to go up and down and move around a bit, and that's okay, cutting ourselves some slack. But there's this quality of this transformation and this change and this momentum, building inspiration, building generative potential, building momentum that this card represents, and following what we have before, that idea of keeping it clean and clear, light, resilient. It's like that ease of adaptability and planting those seeds, getting clear about what we want. And it doesn't even have to be particular things. It can simply be, I want to feel good. I want to feel healthy. I want to feel whole. I want to feel peace. I want to feel love. I want to be part of a wonderful community. Those are very, very powerful intentions because there's a frequency set point that goes with them. And that really helps to bring that towards us. It helps us to do our drive-through at the drive-through window of life and put our order in. our energy set point around those things is important, because that's what the universe matches. That's why our feeling state is so important, and paying attention to that is important. And why, of course, a gratitude practice where we close our day focused on what we're grateful for. 5 things from the day that we're grateful for shifts us into a beautifully appreciative and high vibration state as we close our days and go into our rest phase, which is where we heal, we regenerate. The sleep state is so, so, so important. So when we close our day from that high frequency of gratitude or love or whatever it is, that high energy state that we can get to, we carry that into our regenerative state. Body, mind, heart, and spirit. It all gets sort of clean and clear throughout the night. And then the next morning, if we can start our day thinking about what we love, appreciating the comfort of our bed, appreciating the beauty of the day, appreciating what we're going to get done, excited, just building that beautiful field of energy. It's something that builds more and more as we do it and becomes easier as we do it. But it builds this gorgeous momentum. So understanding that there's our personal momentum, there's our collective human field momentum, then there's the planetary and the astrological momentum. There's all of this. We're part of this incredible building of energy and transformation right now. So it's not always comfortable, but what's interesting is it feels since the new year that there's like an upswing. We're coming through something. We're coming through the density, and we're probably not done yet, probably, but we're getting there, and that's exciting. So focus on the good, focus on your heart, focus on your yes, keep going, keep paring away the extraneous so that you're nimble and light and responsive to your heart's calling, to life's calling you, and keep moving forward with celebration, joy, gratitude, appreciation, those light energies in your heart to the best of your ability. It's not always easy. We all have challenges in our lives, but when we set the intention, we can find the light even in the middle of the darkness. So momentum building. Creative, generative momentum building. So let's ride this wave in beautiful ways for our good and the collective good. Okay. So rather inspiring and exciting energy reading set point this week. I hope that was supportive of your good. Let's close up the reading. I invite you to close your eyes and take a nice deep breath with me. With that lovely breath, just coming home to a state of balance, a state of comfort, a state of peace within. We all have access to this whenever we need it. We just need to remember to breathe, pull the inspiration in through the breath back into this beautiful human body. That's where our power is. This is where our compass is. Our ability to discern our yes, our ability to discern what is true for us is here in this body. Right here, right now. Creator, this is your daughter Titania. Thank you. Thank you once again for this opportunity to do the reading of the week. I am so grateful for all the support and the help that I am receiving. I am grateful for the shift in the energy that I'm feeling. I'm grateful for all the people, all the humans who are understanding and waking up to their power and their magnificence, and who are choosing to do things differently, who are choosing to live into their positive potential, choosing to live from their yes and their highest enthusiasm in every moment to the best of their ability. And as a result of that, the light that is flooding onto the planet and transforming us. An inside-out job as we find our light, and more light coming to the planet through the solar flares and other manifestations of divine light. I'm so grateful for all of it, Creator. I am grateful for each and every one of us who comes and joins these calls. Creator, take good care of us. Help us all to stay clean and clear, nimble and light, focused on the good, nourishing our gifts, our abilities, our aptitudes, our yes, so that we add our own unique momentum to the collective field, and we turn this world and this life forward in magnificent and beautiful ways, pulling through all the solutions that we are seeking to the challenges that we face, pulling through more beauty, more love, more light, more respect and peace for everyone, and a capacity to honor and respect the planet and heal her, to work with her, to facilitate a beautiful rejuvenation and transformation of all the harm we may have caused in the past little while. I'm planting these seeds in our collective field. And I'm grateful that you're here with me doing the same thing, adding your unique vision and service to our collective fields in wonderful ways. I wish you a beautiful week, and I will look forward to seeing you again here next Friday. Take good care, and bye for now.